What's going on, everybody? Shonen Express here, delivering to you my weekly manga rankings. So, there were definitely a lot of interesting chapters this week, but coming in at number 12, we have Mitama Security Spirit Busters. I said last week that this manga is probably going to be one that I end up dropping. It's only chapter 3, though. I'll give it a couple more tries, but as of now, I don't think it's a bad chapter at all. And if you like comedy kind of manga, please, definitely, this might be a good one for you to check out. I'm just not into, like, comedy slice of life manga. So I didn't super love it this week, and it ended up at number 12 at the bottom of my list this week. Just because I don't think it's going to be one that is written for me. You know what I mean? So that's why Mitama Security ends up at number 12 this week. Coming in at number 11 is chapter 243 of My Hero Academia. Those of you who watch a lot of my weekly reviews, you know that My Hero Academia is not usually too high on my list. This week, there was some interesting stuff, but at the end of the day, I just think everything above it was better. I liked the part with Deku and Endeavor, well, really all three of them in Endeavor, saying that they could keep up. I thought that was cool, but at the end of the day, it ends up at number 11, just because everything above it, I thought, did better than it did this week. Number 10 this week is chapter 220 of Black Clover. Now, this may come as a surprise to those of you who watch these weekly ranking videos every week, because Black Clover was number 1 last week, I believe, and it's been in the top 5 for the past couple weeks. This arc is amazing, and it dropped a lot this week just because there wasn't anything super interesting to me happening this week. It was a lot of kind of like setup for the arc to come, so this week was a lot of kind of more like dealing with the repercussions of the orders that we have. So other than the little bit with Julius and Damnatio, it wasn't all that interesting to me, and that's why it ends up here at number 10. Coming in at number 9 is the 15th chapter of Tokyo Shinobi Squad. I do like this arc. I think this arc is interesting. I like the new characters that we're getting introduced to, but this chapter just wasn't all that interesting in particular. It was definitely cool. Tokyo Shinobi Squad is usually cool. I like that Jin and Ryuken, I believe is his name, I like that they have to work together and how well they work together, despite the fact that they don't really like each other. I thought that was really cool, but this chapter ends up at number 9 just because everything above it was just more interesting for me this week. Coming in at number 8 is the 1275th chapter of Hajime No Ippo. I really like this manga, as I've said every other time that it comes up in my rankings. And Sendo Takeshi is my favorite character in this manga. So I was super excited that we were having an arc that focused mainly on Sendo. So we see him last chapter down Ricardo, and now we get the aftermath of that. Whether it was an actual down or not is kind of up for debate. I don't think that he actually did make Ricardo Martinez go down. I think that it was a slip, but time will tell. I'm excited for his fight with Gonzalez, though. I think that will be really cool to see, and I think we're going to get it very shortly. I really like this arc, but everything above it I just thought did a little better than it. That's why it's only at number 8, but a solid showing for Hajime no Ippo this week at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is chapter 18 of Samurai 8, The Tale of Hachimaru. For those of you who watch these videos, you know that I love Samurai 8. It's one of my favorite ongoing mangas, or newer ongoing mangas, I should say, that are in Shonen Jump. But chapter 18 was very interesting still, but it just wasn't as cool. I liked it. It just wasn't up to the par of some of the other chapters that we've gotten more recently in Samurai 8. So it ended up at number 7. Still a very good showing, but kind of number 7, kind of right in the middle, and that's kind of how I feel about this chapter. It was cool. I ended up actually liking the 2 characters that got introduced this chapter. I really ended up liking them, and I didn't think I was going to, but so that was fun. But overall, number 7 is where it ends up. Coming in number 6 is chapter 16 of Beast Children. I'm really starting to like this manga. This manga is really picking up for me. I like the games. I'm glad that we're out of the finding crew members. Now that we're playing a game and we have a mission, I really like it. I'm really into it. I love seeing these guys play rugby, so it's very cool. And it ends up at number 6, right in the middle, kind of where I think it deserves. Last week's chapter I thought was a little better than this week's, but this week's chapter was still really good. So Beast Children gets number 6 for me this week. Coming in at number 5 is the 614th chapter of Kingdom. Kingdom had some major developments. We've been following this one battle scenario for a long time in the manga. And so we're finally getting to the close of that. Riboku did some other strategies that I didn't see coming at all. Bananji, my guess is that Bananji faked falling before and that he came back to hit the Osen HQ as he did intentionally. If that's true, Riboku is insane and Osen deserves to lose this war. He deserves to lose this battle for sure. But I still think Osen will pull out the victory, but definitely Riboku is an amazing strategist. This chapter certainly showed that. That's why it ended up at number 5. Just some amazing military strategy going on, and that's why I like Kingdom, is the military strategy. So it ends up this week at number 5. Coming in at number 4 was the 4th chapter of Mission Yozakura Family. I love this manga. It's no, I'm not hiding that fact at all. I love at the beginning of this chapter how Taiyo is like just able to like do all these things, and all of his classmates are like, whoa, you're like superhuman, because he's just training and he doesn't realize it. I loved that. I love to see all of that training pay off in this chapter. And this chapter wasn't as big of a moment as some of the other chapters, but it definitely showed the culmination of all that Taiyo has learned. I'm so excited to see more training and more chapters of this manga. This is definitely my favorite new manga coming out, for sure. But this week it ends up at number 4, just because the ones above it were definitely really great. Coming in at number 3 is the 150th chapter of The Promised Neverland. We are definitely closing in on the end of The Promised Neverland. The Queen, we got to see the Queen go all in this chapter, and really just demolish Giran. I'm amazed. I really thought that Giran would take him out. I have confidence, though, that Norman's plan did not rely on Giran taking out the Queen, and that we're about to see Norman get involved in the physical confrontation. Maybe not him personally, but Norman's team is going to get involved in that physical confrontation. I can't wait to see what happens next week. But this chapter was really awesome, too. I loved seeing the fight. And seeing Norman's guy, I forget his name. I think his name is Zaz. But seeing Zaz, maybe, if I'm wrong, comment section, let me know. But seeing Zaz in the doorway was really cool. I'm very excited for what's coming up next. Coming in at number 2 this week is the 121st chapter of Dr. Stone. So last week we found out about the statue, and that the statue is the leader. I kind of figured something like that was going on, but this week the teamwork was amazing. Kinro, I believe, is dead, which is insane. Or Ginro. It's either Kinro or Ginro. I get the names mixed up, but you know who I'm talking about. He's dead, I think, and that's huge. I definitely didn't think that was going to happen. I think that we'll still save him with the petrification, but it seems like he's going to be dead. So that's crazy. Also, the fight that Kohaku had with the really like crazy ripped guy, it's really awesome. I love seeing the teamwork. And Dr. Stone is not usually this high, but it definitely deserves number 2 on my list this week. And coming in at number 1, undisputed number 1, is the 955th chapter of One Piece. One Piece, if you're not reading One Piece, I'm not sure why you're not reading One Piece, but you're wrong, whatever that reason is, you need to read One Piece. One Piece is amazing. And specifically, Wano has been great, but this is the end of Act 2 of Wano. We're getting on to Act 3, which we all kind of presume is going to be the final act of Wano. This is incredible. We're going to the Fire Festival. We see Zoro with Enma, and that sword, how the sword uses your haki and like drains your power, but Zoro is trained with that. Luffy's done with his training. This is going to be an awesome experience. I don't know that they're going to win at the Fire Festival. I don't know that they're going to take away the win there, but even if they don't win, they're definitely going to do significant damage to Kaido, significant damage to Big Mom, and certainly to Orochi and all the Wano government. I'm super hyped after reading this chapter. I honestly, even though I'm very hyped for the Fire Festival, hope that we get a little break and get to see what happens at the end of the Reverie. I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen. We're going to get a little break, maybe a chapter, 2 chapters, 3, maybe a month even of some Reverie chapters, and then we'll get back to the Fire Festival. That's what I hope happens, because I got a lot of questions about Reverie that were not answered when we made it to Wano. But even if that doesn't happen, I'm so excited for the Fire Festival. and definitely One Piece is my number one this week. All right, so that's all I got for you guys this week. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked anything I had to say, like this video, and please subscribe to my channel. I bring you manga rankings every single week, along with a special delivery of some kind. This week, my special delivery was a video on Neji Hyuga from Naruto about the philosophy of his life. Definitely check that out if you haven't already. And if you have any comments about this weekly ranking list, if you disagree with my rankings or anything like that, please leave it down in the comment section below. I'd love to talk with you and have that conversation. But for now, that's all I have. So this is Shonen Express, signing off.